Hello, amazing humans. My name is Melies Kish, and I am a creative, full of light and love being who enjoys and seeks the beauty in this world that we live in. I am the creator and owner of Kish Photos, and I am also the creator and owner of the Faces of Life series. So, ever since I can remember, I've been fascinated with the human condition. I moved out to LA after graduating to become an actress, dancer, and singer. And it was out there that my passion for photography really developed. And I realized that I enjoyed being behind the camera, and looking through the lens is where I needed to be. Uh, I continued to write poetry. I started when I was in high school. This poem here really speaks to some of the deepest questions that I have. And I always wanted to turn this actual poem into a book, and someday I will. Every single line on this poem could have thousands of photos that goes along with it. What occupies life? What makes us smile? What is it that's in us pushing the extra mile? Why do we cry? Why do we scream? Why do we question our biggest dream? Who do we affect? Who do we see? Who's out there struggling the same ways as me? How do we act? How do we appear? Are all our actions all pure and sincere? Do we put out good vibes? Do we put on a show? Do we live to our potential? Or are we going just to go? When will we stop? When will we crawl? When will we confront all things great and small? Where are we going? Where have we been? Where does the path lead when these years come to end? We don't know how or where or when. We don't know why some things must end. We don't know with who or what exactly we will do, but we do know it's God, source, love, that will guide us through. The thing I love most about this poem is it really does reflect a lot about my life, and I think who I am as a person. So I knew that I could do photography anywhere, and we moved to Indiana in 2004. I moved here with my boyfriend, and that was only like 4 hours away from my hometown. I always had envisioned having a family and really didn't want to raise kids in a big city. So I was excited to move back to the Midwest. You can see here, self-portrait in 2009. This was with my son. I was 32 weeks pregnant there. These are my children now. My son is now 10 years old, and my daughter is 8 years old. Now, before my kiddos, I used to study photography at Ivy Tech College, and I used to travel the whole country photographing political protests. It was another hope of mine to put together a book that showcases the people, that people are in the streets, people do care, people are not complicit, and that people are trying to make change. And a lot of media didn't really showcase that, so I wanted to be there as a voice and to be able to give them a voice through a book. Now, even if I didn't agree with what they were protesting, I just found so much passion and beauty in these people at these events. So this is something that I did up until I had kids, like I had said. Now, if you fast forward a few years, it was an event in 2015, the end of 2015, that I photographed a Thanksgiving at a nursing home. I would have shared some of the photos from there, but because of privacy reasons, I am not. However, mixed with photographing that event, and a friend of mine was going through cancer, became my Faces of Life series. So that's where it all developed. Through photographing the individuals at the assisted living, and while editing their photos, I realized my passion was sparked again for people's stories, because these people had so much within them that I felt like they had to share, uh, but that they weren't able to actually speak. And then when my girlfriend was sharing online about her experience with cancer, I wanted to do something. I wanted to be a part of it and try to make an impact in some way. So I started the Cancer Survivor series. So this book was, So this was a series that was dedicated to people who have had or have cancer. And my hope was to be able to, like I said, in some way give back, and that 50% of the profits of this series would go back towards those who are struggling with cancer. Now, after first couple months of doing this project, when I was reaching out to people and trying to gather stories, I realized actually how limiting it was to only share people who have gone through this experience. So as you can see by this slide, this just kind of showcases some of the many different topics a person could write about and a book that they could be printed in. So if you're familiar with the series Chicken Soup for the Soul, there's Chicken Soup for the Soul, Chicken Soup for the Mother, for the Teenager, for the Teacher. So I grew up reading those when I was a kid. And I thought it was really, really neat that depending on where you're at in life, you could read a book and all of those stories would be on that topic. And so that's another aspect to where I came up with this project. So in the past, I would approach someone to be in the Faces of Life. I would say to them, we all have something within us. There's something unique that we each could share that is unique just to us for the world to know about. And that's how I would approach people. And then they could write about whatever they would like. And then depending on what they chose to write about would depend on the series that they're printed in. Now, recently, the Together series is my first series that is close to being complete. And the Woman Entrepreneur series is my newest addition to the whole Faces of Life series. Center for the Homeless is something that I was working on last year. I'm up to 26 individuals, either residents or staff, their stories and their faces. And I also had a Santa series that was going to be my main focus this year until the pandemic had struck. So I was going to travel the country and go to some of the Santa conventions, as you can see in this image right there. There's actual Santa conventions all over the world, and I was excited to go to them and to reach out to Santas and have them share their story. So in the past, I would just have someone write about whatever it is that they felt was on their heart. Well, through talking with Santa and wanting to come up with the Santa series, I felt that it would actually be better if I gave Santa a couple questions to answer. And so here's what I had asked Santa. What does Christmas mean to you? Why does the world need Santa? Words of wisdom you would like to share. And 50% of the sales from this series will go towards Make-A-Wish Foundation, because trust me, this is a very magical series that I'm working on. So on to the Together series as of January. So I went full-time with my photography business in January. And in March, as you all know, the whole world shut down as we know it. My photography, though I truly felt moments in life being captured is essential, it didn't seem to be that way to everybody else. So everything that I had set up, events and different photo shoots, were canceled. And in the month of May, this is when this series became what it is. So I had I had decided to dedicate a series specifically towards this pandemic that we all have experienced together. I currently have 40 submissions, and wow, has it been a very enlightening experience to hear and read how very different and unique all of this has impacted each of us. Whoops, let me go back. So what I ask people here is, what has been your journey with quarantine, with the pandemic? And then we all have different thoughts and experiences, and how have you navigated through this time? So From couples growing closer uh, to also people who are who have the fear of being an essential worker and bringing home the virus to their loved ones. Weddings canceled, honeymoons postponed. Most children actually, though they didn't realize before this happened that they do enjoy school, most kids you will read actually really truly miss going to school. Depression, hopelessness, new hobbies that have formed, many figuring out how to pivot their business or life with a new purpose. This project has also helped me as a small business owner to provide a much needed income for my family. And then recently, connecting with Cindy Cohen, I've started this Women Entrepreneur series. And being a woman entrepreneur myself, I am really super stoked about this series. Here are some of the questions that we are asking you to answer. Who are you? Starting with I am. If you're not familiar with the I am statement and the power that it holds, I do recommend that you look that up. Why do you do what you do? What drives you? And whatever else you feel is important to share with the world. I think it's also pretty neat that your name, your business, and your website will be published underneath your story. We all have reasons and a driving force behind what we do and why we do these things. And I think this is a really great way for us women to showcase ourselves and who we are and why we do what we do. 50% of the sales from this series is going to go back into the women entrepreneurs community and helping a mentoring group that Cindy runs. So that's some of the exciting information about my Faces of Life series. And I also would like to share about my other photography that I do. So many people will tell you, find your niche and do that and stick to that. But as you can see, I photograph a huge range of topics. I seriously love life and capturing what I view. So, weddings and celebrations, anniversary parties, birthdays, anything that is special to you, I love to capture. Engagement, proposals, couples, love, oh, so good. Pregnancy, the fact that there is a child in your belly, in women's bellies, is absolutely incredible. Little babies. I have done a few at hospitals. Fresh little loves, little blessings. Oops. Right here. Cake smash or painting sessions, balloons or bubble sessions. Loved ones. Senior portraits, which you can be a senior in high school, you can be a senior in college. I also think it's fun to photograph when kids graduate from kindergarten or any kind of milestone. It's a lot of fun to be there for. Commercial photography, fashion. And who doesn't love to have their animals photographed, right? Your fur babies. I still do enjoy doing photojournalism. I don't do it as much, but I will be out and about traveling again here as soon as the pandemic lets up and I'm able to photograph what is going on out in the streets again. And fine art and still life. As you can see, if you have something you would like photographed, I would love to be your photographer. My mission is to preserve the essence of everyday life through photographing the human condition in all of its raw beauty, while reconnecting humanity with faces and their stories, emphasizing hope, purpose, and passion while making a lasting impact. Let's see if I can show you my face now. All right. All right, so that is what I do. I love everything photography. I love life, and I would love to photograph you and have your experience, share your story, or just your special moments that you would like photographed. I would like to be a part of that. So reach out to me. Here's my information. Right there. And I look forward to hearing from you. So much love. I share to you guys. Thank you. Bye. See.